Hello everyone, it's Melissa Faust from stampwithmelissa.com. Welcome to today's YouTube video. Oh, we're slipping. Seems to always happen. Today we are going to play with the Merriest Trees bundle. I'm featuring this bundle all week long if you're watching this when it's posted on November... What's Monday? I don't know. The Monday after Thanksgiving of 2023. I think it's the 27th? I think it's the 27th. Yeah, confirmed. If you're watching this on Monday, November 27th, 2023, welcome. All week long, I'm going to share projects using this awesome Merriest Trees bundle, but today's project is super duper fun because it's not a card. So I'm excited to show you what we're gonna do today, talk you through why we're not making a card, and just take you along for the journey of creating together. So, you know, I love to play with my stamps, and so I just decided to take you along with me while we made this project together. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and hook my camera up and film. I did want to mention that in the description of this video, there is a link that will take you to my blog post. The blog post will be today's, it'll have pictures, of today's project, as well as all of the supplies I used. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so if there's anything I use in today's video that you see and you want, I will have those linked so you can check those out from my online store, okay? All right, so let me go ahead and connect my camera so that we can get started. So as I mentioned, we are going to use the Merriest Trees bundle. It is this beautiful photopolymer stamp set, and these trees are so very cool because you can see there's 5 different sections here, but the dies can actually cut out the full tree, or 4, or 3, or 2, and I think that, or even 1, and I think that's just so stinking cute how Stampin' Up! Has designed this. So very clever. So instead of 5 different Christmas trees, you have just these 2 stamps here, which can make all the different Christmas trees. And then, of course, these dies also coordinate with some of our DSP as well in the A Walk in the Forest DSP pack. So we're going to play with this, and as I mentioned, we're not making a card today. We're actually going to make something a little... more 3D. We're going to make a tag, and so we are going to mostly feature our dies here, and I will pull these out as we need them. But there's one main one that was missing there, and it's this one right here. So this very cool tag die comes in this die set, and the reason I am making a tag is because every single month with my team, we are called the Incredible Crafters, we do a creative challenge, and the creative challenge I issued to my team for November was that we had to make anything but a card. So I'm making a tag, and there's some really super cool other things that have been made as well. So let me show you what I'm gonna do here, because here's the tag we're gonna make, okay? And when you can actually open it here. And so I'm gonna kind of show you here. Now, could you just die cut out 2 tag pieces? Yes, absolutely. And then you can use this connector to put them together. But I'm going to show you something a little bit different, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I've got this piece of Night of Navy. I've got my die. And this is mainly just so I know how big of a piece to cut here, because you just don't need that whole piece, right? So I've got this, okay? And then I'm just going to take my scoring tool here, and I'm just going to go in half. This is... just a piece of 8.5 by whatever I just cut it at. So I'm just going to score that at 4.5, which is in the middle, okay? Let me move my trimmer to the side, and I'm going to grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. All right, so here's this big guy. Takes up, like, you know, most of the screen here, but that's okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my Night of Navy piece here, and I'm going to fold it in half and lay it down both sides on my trimmer here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my die, and I'm going to put it on here. Now, instead of just die cutting 2 out like this, I'm actually going to scoot it. There's this little stitched edging on that die there, and I'm just going to make sure that it's right above where I actually want it to die cut, okay? So just like this, I've got all this handy Post-it note tape ready on my machine here, so I'm just going to use a couple pieces just to stick it in place, right? So we can see that looks good, and I'm going to lay it down here, place my cutting plate on top, and we're just going to crank this through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And because we're cutting through 2 layers, I'm just going to go ahead and go through, I don't know, maybe 3 times, just to make sure we get that nice good cut there, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and we can pull this out, and oh, we've got our tape stuck. It's very high quality tape. And what we've got here is a beautiful tag that opens. How neat is that? So you don't even need that connector piece, because look at that. It just works right on its own. So that is kind of a fun feature. Now, again, you could just die cut out too and connect them. But I just wanted to show you something kind of fun and different. So we've got that. I'm just going to scooch this slightly off to the side because we've got some other things we need to die cut. But first we need to stamp a couple of things. So I've just got, you know, this scrap piece, literal scrap piece of basic white, and I'm pulling in my foam mat here because I just need a little bit of extra cushion. And I'm going to grab my Balmy Blue ink pad. And we're going to put a Christmas tree on our tag, so I need a couple of presents to go under the tree, of course. So there's a couple of different present options in the stamp set, but I'm just picking a couple. So that one there, and then I'm actually going to do this bow here in Balmy Blue as well. Just put it up there. Okay, then we'll close up our Balmy Blue. And I can put that away and grab Cherry Cobbler ink because, oh my gosh, these three colors together are so good, so beautiful together. Okay, then we've got this cute little square present. We're going to stamp that down, and then of course we'll do one bow. There's another bow here, and we're going to stamp this in Cherry Cobbler as well. Okay, then we can close this guy up. And then last but not least, I have got a piece of Balmy Blue here, and we are going to die cut our Christmas tree out of this. Now we need to stamp a sentiment. And in this die set, like I was mentioning before, there are several different Christmas trees. You can see 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 here on my magnetic sheet. And I'm going to use the one that has four rings, okay? It's kind of a moderate size Christmas tree. And I'm just going to lay that down here. I just have it upside down just for placement, just, you know, to make it easy. And I've got my Night of Navy ink pad to match our tag. And then our beautiful sentiment that says, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." That is, of course, shaped perfectly to go inside of a tree. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to stamp that inside of that tree there. Go ahead and close up Night of Navy. And then we can move this mat out of the way. And let's start just grabbing some Post-it note tape here. And I'm just going to place a couple things to get them ready to die cut. So let's put that on the machine. I will scoot this more into frame once we're ready to die cut. Okay, here's our little connector piece of our tags. I'm going to do that in Balmy Blue as well. And then we've got these little pieces here. So of course we've got dies to match. So there's 1, 2, whoops, fling that one, 3. And then our last little bow kind of looks like a little baby cloud. I love it. And I've got lots more Post-it note tape, and we're just going to go ahead and add that on. Now the Post-it note tape just kind of helps to make sure that my dies don't move while I'm die cutting, because we all know that that happens. And we all know that's really annoying when that happens too, isn't it? So they could move a little bit here, and I might not line them up perfectly before I put on the Post-it note tape, and that's okay. But I just want to do the best that I can here. Just peel this back a little bit because I don't want it to hide that bow. Okay, stick that down. Add another piece. And then last but not least, we've got our little square present here. And we can just attach this as well. All right, then I'm just going to take this, plop it on here. Let me scooch this more into frame and put my cutting plate on the top. And let's crank these through. Okay. So now we've got all these fun die cut pieces. So here's our cute little Christmas tree. How adorable is that? Here's our little connector piece. Mainly like how beautiful it is for decoration. You can see that little score line in the middle too, where we know where to fold it. Okay, whoops, let me get that out of the way. And then we've got our square present. There we go, square present. Our rectangular present. So cute. And then we've got this cute little bow. Cherry Cobbler bow there. And then we've got our Balmy Blue bow. Let me pull those off so I don't... We all know what would happen, right? I'd lose it, and then I'd say, what happened to that? What happened to that die? There's our Balmy Blue bow as well. So let me get rid of this. and place our machine over here, which is the floor. And then we can go ahead and start assembling. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip my little connector piece over, grab my liquid glue here, and I'm just gonna add some liquid glue on one side. And you can see that score line on the back side. It's not as prominent, but it's definitely there, so you can kind of tell where it is. And with that liquid glue, I'll just go ahead and the circles line up perfectly here. So I'll just line those up, press it down. Now remember, when we die cut this, we actually kind of went down a little bit, right? So that our pieces would stay connected. So your balmy blue piece is gonna stick up a little bit, and that is totally okay. All right, so we can just add some liquid glue here on this other end, and then flip that down. So stinking cute. Okay, so there's that. Now you will be able to tell as well, right? We all know sagas of, you know, messy plates is that they sometimes leave a little mark on the back. That's totally okay. So you just know which side is the front. And that's the honest truth. So we have got this. Let me grab my dimensionals out. We've got our Christmas tree though. Whoops. Grabbing lots of stuff. We can add some dimensionals to the back of this. Maybe one more. Peel off our backings. Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and stick this down onto our tag. Oh, so cute. I love it. I just love it. And then we've got these pieces here, right? So we're going to take our square, our cherry cobbler square present. I'm just adding some seal on the back, and then that's going to go here. Now, this is a tag, so it doesn't really matter if things stick off, right? Because you're not trying to fit it in an envelope, so it's okay if it sticks off the edge. And then we'll just add that balmy blue bow. And then we've got our balmy blue present. We'll attach that one down here. Okay, now this is kind of hanging over a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dimensional, stick it on the end of my paper snips, peel off the other backing, and I'm just going to sneak it under here just for some extra support, okay? All right, so then we've got our last little cherry cobbler bow. And I'm just going to put this right over the stamped one because I thought it was cuter. And that stamped one is also very cute, but I just thought that was a little bit cuter there. So we've got that. Let's go ahead and we've got some balmy blue checkered, or not balmy blue, black and vanilla checkered ribbon. I love this stuff. I think it's just so pretty. And I'm going to do my bow differently than I did on my sample one. I will show you that one again before the end of the video. But I didn't love how I ended up tying that ribbon on, so I'm going to do it different this time. So I just folded it in half and I'm just feeding it through. Then I'll just make my little loop here to grab my ribbon. Okay, just like that. And then I'm just going to leave it like this because when I tie this on a present or whatnot, I'll tighten this when I do that, okay? So we've got that added, and now we just have to finish off. I'm going to use these beautiful glitter sequins. What are they actually called? Glitter sequins! I got it right! These are absolutely gorgeous, and I love these little white ones. So I'm just going to stick a big one there and a little one right next to it, and there we go. Now to finish it off, if you wanted to, you could add some basic white on the inside so you could write, but I just think this is so cute. And so here is the other one. Again, you can see the difference in the ribbon on the top. I like this one better. Not gonna lie. But there is today's project, so I hope you enjoyed. Just as a reminder, I do have that link in the description to my blog post. It will have a picture of the tag from today, as well as all of the supplies I used in case there was something you had your eye on. You don't have to jot it down and remember it because you can just go there and see it. So if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a big thumbs up. That really helps me out on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do that as well so you never miss when I go live or post another video. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.